Okay, this is 9.4, perimeter and area in the coordinate plane. What we're doing is we are going to find perimeter and area of a figure that is in the coordinate plane. Number 1, they want us to estimate the area of each irregular shape. Okay, so there's different ways that you can do this. You're basically finding out how many squares there are. Now, 1, you could count them all, or you can try to just break it up into shapes. So I'm going to break this up into a rectangle, because rectangles are easy to find area of. A rectangle is base times height. So my base here would be 1, 2, 3, approximately 3. And my height would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. So that's approximately 21 units for the rectangle. I still need to add this. Now, if you notice, you can just kind of count these since this is small. This is cut and this is cut, and this one's cut and this one's cut. So that kind of makes a hole, and that one makes a hole. So in between we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus this hole would be 8, and this hole would be 9. So if I add those 9 units plus the 21 from the rectangle, my area is approximately, it's an approximate number, 30 units. Okay, you try number 2. You should get area as approximately 35.5 units. See if you can get that answer. Number 3. They want us to draw and classify each polygon with the given vertices. Find the perimeter and area of each polygon. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot my points. F is -2, -3. So I'm going to start at 0, 0, the origin. Go 1, 2, to the left, down 1, 2, 3. This is my F. Then for G, it's -2, so 2 to the left, and +3. 1, 2, 3. There's my G. Then we have H, which is at 2, 0, so over 1, 2, put my point. That's H. I'm going to connect my dots. Okay, so the first thing it said was to draw it. Did we draw it? Check. We drew it. Classify it. What shape is this? This is a triangle. Next, they want us to find the perimeter and the area. Alright, so in order to find the perimeter, we have to know the value of these sides. We know this value. Remember, perimeter is adding all the sides. I can easily add this and find out the units. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's 6 units. That one's easy to count. But this, I can't count the units because it's not the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the distance formula to go from G to H to figure out this distance. So I'm going to label G x1, y1, and H x2, y2. First set of coordinates, second set of coordinates. Now, the distance formula is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So now I'm going to fill it in. That equals, always put your square root bar, you don't want to forget it. x2 minus x1. My x2 is 2, my x1 is -2. So 2 minus -2 square plus y2, 0 minus y1, 3. So 0 minus 3 square. Carry down the big old square root bar. 2 minus -2, that's that keep, change, change, or same, change, change. So that's going to be 4 square plus 0 minus 3 is negative 3 square. Bring down the square root bar. 4 times 4 is 16. Negative 3 times negative 3, a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's positive 9. 16 plus 9 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. So this distance is 5. Now I'm going to show you one other way you can do it besides the distance formula. If you notice, this right here is a right triangle, if I draw it like this. So you have the other option of using Pythagorean theorem. You can count these units, 1, 2, 3. Count the units going this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 and 4. So I could do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A being 3, b being 4, or vice versa. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, equals c squared. 9 plus 16 is 25, equals c squared. Take the square root of each side, so c would equal 5. So that means that this hypotenuse here would be 5. So I'm going to erase my little dotted lines here so we don't get confused. Alright, so now perimeter means adding up all the sides. So I have 5 here, and 6 here. So the perimeter of this shape would be 5 plus 5 plus 6, which is 16 units. And now they want me to find area. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. Now remember, if we're looking at our triangle, this would be our base, and the height is always perpendicular to the base. So our base would be 6 in this case, and our height would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units. So we got 1/2 our base, 6, times our height, 4. So if you put this into the calculator or multiply it yourself, use your brain, 6 times 4 is 24, times 1/2 is 12 units square, because it's area. So area equals 12 units square. Now try number 4 on your own. When you complete number 4, you should get a square. You should get a perimeter of 17.9 units. And you should get an area of 20 units square. If you don't get that, make sure you ask me for help when I see you. Now for the back side, number 5, what we're doing is we are finding, again, perimeter and, well, in this case they want us to find the area of each polygon. So the way you can do this is, if you notice we have a funky shape here, and if we were to take this shape and create triangles, enclose it, in other words, make a rectangle around it. Okay. What I could do is I could find area of the rectangle and subtract these 3 triangles. So I'm going to label this triangle as A, this one as B, and this triangle as C. So I have 3 triangles that I've created on the outside of this shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of the rectangle, and I'm going to subtract the area of the 3 triangles. So area of the big thing, take away the other triangles will leave me the area of this polygon. So let's do area of the rectangle first. So area of the rectangle is base times height. The base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. And the height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. 6 times 8 is 48. So the area of the rectangle is 48 units square. That says units. Okay. Now, we're going to find the area of triangle A, which is 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. Okay, so we got 1/2. Now the base of this triangle, I'm going to use this as my base, which is 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go this way for my height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it doesn't matter if I made this my base and this my height, because they're both perpendicular to each other. So if I multiply 6 times 3, that's 18, times 1/2 is 9. That's triangle A. Now I'm going to find area of triangle B, 1/2 base times height. Go over to triangle B. I have a base of 1 and a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget this last one. So 1/2 my base, 1, my height, 5. So 5 times 1 is 5, times 1/2, or divided by 2, is 2.5 units. And finally, we're going to find the area of triangle C. 1/2 base times height. 1/2. Now, triangle C, the base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a height of 1, 2, 3. So a base of 5, height of 3. So that gives us 1/2 of 15, which is 7.5, units. So I have the area of a rectangle, the area of triangle A, the area of triangle B, and the area of triangle C. So to get the area of this polygon, I'm going to take the area of the rectangle, which is 48, and I'm going to subtract the area of the 3 triangles. So the first triangle was 9. The second triangle was 2.5. The third triangle was 7.5. So if I add these, 9 and 2.5 and 7.5, we get 19. So if we do 48 minus the area of the rectangle minus the area of the triangles, we end up with 29. So the area of this polygon is 29 units square. You're going to do the same thing for number 6. You want to create a rectangle around it and subtract, this time, 4 triangles. When you do that, you should get 20.5 units. Number 7 and 8 are identical to number 5 and 6. The only difference for 7 and 8 is that you have to have graph paper to plot the points. Once you plot these points, just like this, then you'll just count the units around to make your triangles, take the area of the rectangle, subtract the triangle, so forth. So again, the only difference is that you have to plot the points. That's it. So if you plot the points, for this one you should get 18 units square. And for this one you should get 21.5 units square. If you don't have graph paper, you can get some off of Google, print it out. Google graph paper, and you should get some. That's it.